Picture spending your whole first inventory budget for a lot of toys and game creator. That's 10, 20, even $30,000. Getting your product made, shipped, sitting in the Amazon warehouse ready to sell. Then your listing get pulled in 24 hours before you make a single sales. Not because of the product was bad, it's because of one box that never got checked, a box that would have taken in the afternoon. I've seen this happen over and over again, and this is brutal to watch. Today, I'm going to make sure this never happened to you. Hi, my name is Jason Shea, founder of Toy Launch. We're a digital marketing agency that works exclusively with toys and game brands. We run 4 different scenes for them: full Amazon management, digital marketing across every single channel, an in-house photo and video studio, and TikTok shop growth strategy. We have launched hundreds of products inside the toys and game categories. In this video, I'm going to give you the exact set of checks that we run before any product we manage go live. And here's a belief I want to flip on day one. Most people think the hard part of launching a toys or game product on Amazon is the product itself. It's not. And I'm going to talk in depth in today's video. The scenes that kill the first time toys and game launch usually isn't a bad product. It's one of the 3 scenes that founder never check: a compliance problem, an intellectual property problem, or a margin problem. And they never find out until the week of the launch with inventory already on the water. So before you spend $1 on inventory, I need you to answer 2 questions. Is your product legal to sell on Amazon? Is it profitable enough to build a real business on? Most toys and game brands launch for the first time skip at least one of these, and they are excited about the product. They have done the design. They even maybe place a supplier order, but they haven't checked a single compliance box. Today was going to fix that. This is day 1 of our 7-day Amazon Launchpad challenge. This lesson is for toys and game brands owners who are preparing to launch on Amazon for the very first time, who are already live but not so sure if everything is actually covered. This is not legal advice. I'm not an attorney. This is an operational checklist that we run for every single toys and game brand that we work with. Because knowing this, where the landmine is our half of the battle. Here's what I want you to understand before we go into the specific. Amazon's toys and game categories is one of the most regulated categories on the entire platform. That's not to scare you. That is just the reality that you need to know going in. The Consumer Product Safety Commission has requirements that apply to your product before Amazon will approve your listing. There are intellectual property checks that you need to run before you source a single unit. And there are also category-specific rules that catch brands off guard every single time. Not because of the brand that were doing anything wrong, but because they didn't know the rule exists. Every one of these checks is completable. They are not designed to keep good product off Amazon. They are designed to keep unsafe, counterfeit, or infringing product off Amazon. If your product is solid and your documentation is in order, you'll pass them. Let's make sure you are in that position. So the first thing we want to check is safety compliance. In the United States, there's a government entity called Consumer Product Safety Commission, or the CPSC, that set the standard for toy safety. If you're selling a toys intended for children under 12, almost certain it's subject to their requirement. And here's what it looks like in practice. Your product needs to be tested by a third-party accredited laboratory against the mandatory US safety toy standards. You'll cover the mechanical safeties, chemical limits, flammability, and more. And that test procedure create a document called Children Product Certificate, or CPC. That document proves your product has been tested and meet the applicable safety standard. Amazon will definitely be asking for this. If you don't have it, your listing won't get approved. You will go live and then get pulled the moment the Amazon audited it. So now that is the part that changed recently. A lot of the older guidelines online, you will steer you in the wrong direction on this because this is a very recent update. Before, you just need to upload your CPC and your test report once and forget about it on Amazon. That era has been over. As of September 2025, Amazon now requires children's toys to be tested or revalidated annually, every single year. They want the report less than 12 months old. They no longer trust documents you uploaded yourself because there was too many fake documents that people was trying to create. Amazon now use something called direct validation. Your test result have to come from an approved testing organization, from a lab like Kuma or Eurofin, or there's a lot of other apps that will send the result directly straight to Amazon system through a secure link. You don't upload them anymore. The lab have to transmit them directly. What does this mean for you practically? When you choose a lab, confirm it's on the Amazon's approved list before you pay for your testing. A report from a wrong lab or one that you try to upload the old way is not going to clear you anymore. And also you need to make sure you set aside a budget for annual retesting. It's not going to be a one-time cost anymore. Age grading really also matter a lot here. The age label you put on your product is not just a suggestion. Determine which safety standard apply to you. A toy label for age 3 and up have a different testing requirement for a toy label for age 8 and up. Make sure your age grade is accurate and make sure it is consistent across your packaging, your listing, and your documentation. If you're not sure which standard apply to your product, just go to cpsc.gov and look up your product category. If you already have a manufacturer, ask them what testing has been done and request for documentation. Make sure they can really provide that information. The second part is intellectual property. Before you source any single unit, you need to know your product doesn't infringe on anyone's patent, trademark, or copyright. Let's kind of talk about it one at a time. A patent protects an invention, a specific design, a process, or mechanism. If someone that hold a patent on your mechanism your toys use, you'll have a problem placing the inventory order that will not solve. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office have a free search database, uspto.gov. You can start there and search for your product type. You can simply go to, on their website right now, there is trademark database that you can just use on their website to search for any other trademark or any other patents. There's also a patent database you can use to make sure you are not infringing on other people's rights. Next, let's talk about trademark. Trademark protect your brand identifier, your brand name, your logo, sometimes the product name itself. Run your brand name also through the USPTO trademark database before you build your entire business around it. If it's already registered in a related category, you need to know now, not after you already created 2,000 products. When you file the trademark, I want to flag one decision that trip up a lot of the brand that more than anything else is you want to file for a work mark, not just a design mark. So what is the difference? The difference is a work mark protect your brand name in plain text, the word itself, the way it is being spelled. The design mark protect a specific style of logo, the exact images. Those sounds very familiar or similar, but for Amazon, they are not. This matter a lot, especially because of the Amazon brand registry, which I'm going to talk about next. When you enroll, Amazon has to match your trademark to your brand name on your listing. With a work mark, you match it really cleanly because it's just text. With design mark, Amazon is trying to match an image. And in our experience, doing this for many, many years, that this is where sometimes things can fall apart. We have seen brands where their logo is so stylish with a fancy script, custom lettering, that the Amazon team couldn't actually read the brand name correctly. Then Amazon's review team look at the logo, cannot tie it to the brand name on the listing, then it decide it doesn't match. Now you are stuck back and forth, and your enrollment, install, and every single benefit that depends on brand registry is now on hold. So for the safe move, especially for your first filing, the work mark, your brand name itself, you can always go for that type of trademark instead. You can always add a design mark later for the logo if you want to, but it's not really necessary. But the work mark is the one that get you cleanly into brand registry. If you're already working with a trademark attorney, tell them that you want the work mark to be filed. Don't assume they'll default to it. Next is copyright. Copyright protect creative works, your packaging design, your instruction art, any illustration or character in your games. And this need to be either original work that you own or the work you have licensed properly. If any element of your product was created by a third party, confirm you have commercial right to use this as well. Here's what this matter particularly. Amazon IP complaint can take your listing down in 24 hours. So if it doesn't matter how good your product is. It doesn't matter how many units you have sitting in Amazon warehouse. One complaint from rights holder and your listing can be gone until you resolve it. And in the brands that we have managed, upfront check costs nothing but time. So resolving any potential complaint after the launch costs weeks of lost sales while your inventory sits frozen. This is a major benefit. If you do the homework right now, you'll avoid a lot of potential headache in the future. The third area is going to be that I'm going to talk about today is going to be Amazon brand registry. Selling on Amazon without a brand registry is like stepping into the Amazon boxing ring with one hand tied behind your back. Now you're up against competitors that will have both hands free. Every single tool, every single protection, every single advantage. you are not going to last like one single round in the boxing ring. You're going to get knocked out on the first 30 seconds. You don't even know what hit you. So that is not me being dramatic. That's just the gap in the tool. So let me show you what exactly that the other Amazon competitor will have. Because once you see the list, you understand why this is the minimum standard. It is not optional. This is mandatory. You have to get Amazon brand registry. It is free and it's split into a couple different categories. The Amazon platform. You can also you just Google Amazon brand registry. Their program does change from time to time as well, but it mostly covered into 3 buckets of benefit. First is protection. This is you get tool to detect and report IP infringement. You block and remove counterfeit listing immediately instead of waiting on Amazon. You get transparency, a serial coded system that can stop counterfeit before they reach a customer. Without brand registry, someone can hijack your listing or sell a knockout product under your name. And you are filing case with it, you can file the cases and take them down immediately. Second is conversion related benefit. Amazon Registry unlock A+ content, kind of like a dedicated landing page for your particular product as well. And you also turn the plain text listing into a visual branded experience, and consistently it will help you and lift your conversion. You also unlock your own Amazon store, a branded storefront, and you will also unlock Amazon Post, which is a free organic content in Amazon shopping feed. You also unlock sponsored brand ads, the one with your logo on top of search, and also sponsored brand video ads, which is super important for toys and game brands. Running sponsored brand video ads is almost a must if you want to survive and also thrive on the Amazon platform. And you also unlock brand coupon and also other promotional tools that let you run deals that shopper might be looking for. The third area of benefit that you'll get is data. Get brand analytic, search query data, customer search and purchase trend, and also competitive insight that unregistered sellers simply cannot see. You'll be fighting with a light on while they are fighting in the dark if they don't see those data. Right now, there's also an enrollment incentive worth knowing about. Amazon is offering a brand registry seller 10% back on your first $50,000 in branded sales, and then 5% after that through your first year, plus credit toward Amazon Vine for review. So, but again, confirm the latest term before you enroll because this program changes. And again, Amazon direction very clear. Amazon want to reward a registered brand. But here's a catch. The requirement to enroll is a registered trademark that we already talked about. You need to have a trademark. Actually, right now, as long as your trademark is in the pending status, then you can able to get into the Amazon brand registry program. Once you have the trademark in the pending status, the enrollment takes less than 30 days. So make sure you do and start your trademark process, then start the Amazon enrollment process as soon as you can. So if you are watching through this video and you want an actual checklist in front of you, the one that we run for every single brand we take on, this checklist is free inside our communities, Toys and Game Launchpad. Day one's compliance checklist and the profit margin calculator I'm going to show you is going to be there, and it's built for Toys and Game brands. Feel free to visit toy-launch.com/group for more information, or you can just tap the link in the comment and then come back and finish watching the video with me. Next, I want to talk about not all toys and games face the same rule on Amazon. Some subcategories carry extra requirement on top of CPC and direct validation that we just covered. And you have to clear them before Amazon let you list your product. For example, ride-on toys and scooters need extra stabilities, weight limit testing. Water-based toys you have also some specific additional requirement to meet drowning hazard, and also toy intended for kids under 3 face the most amount of stringent rule of all, and that's where the small part and choking hazard standard really kick in. And so that's also just make sure you check for your product. And there's also one gate that is really talking about timing. If you are launching your product in Q4 from October to December, Amazon restrict who can sell during the holiday season as well. The key thing is the restriction only apply to fulfilled by merchant seller. It means if you are selling yourself and you're fulfilling the product yourself, you have to meet a sales history and performance requirement before you're allowed to sell your toys in Q4. If you're using FBA fulfilled by Amazon, which is what most brands do, you're exempt from this particular holiday limitation. Next, before you assume you can just create a listing and go live, make sure you go into Amazon Seller Central and look up for your specific subcategory, check whether or not it's gated and what you need to provide to get approved. Find out a week of your launch is a bad idea. You don't want to do that, and you don't want to be in that situation. So check right now with a lot of time in advance so you can try to troubleshoot and solve those issues ahead of time. The last part of the thing I want to talk about in today's kind of lesson is going to be a profit margin. I put it here last because this belongs to the conversation just as important as compliance. Before you scale any further, you need to confirm your product is actually profitable to sell on Amazon. Run your numbers through the Amazon revenue calculator. It is free. You can use a guest account as well. I'll make sure I drop the link in the description for the Amazon revenue calculator. But here's most people just use a random number. They rush it. They try to guess. They don't really understand their numbers. They don't understand their margin. So it is really, really important to get a real profitability analysis. All you need to do, just once you get to the calculator, just type in your product dimension and then product weight. Let me just put in a random product here. Let's just assume the dimension is 5 by 5 by 5. And then you only weighted 1 pound. And the price is $20. And I won't put a shipping charge because we're calculating using FBA. Then what the calculator is going to show us is how much is the Amazon fee, how much is the referral fee, how much is the fulfillment fee, what is the storage cost. Then you can scroll down and you can enter your cost of goods sold. Let's just say you only cost me $3 to produce this product. Then it's going to calculate what is your net profit before advertising when you're selling on Amazon per unit. And you also give you a net margin percentage. In this hypothetical situation, is 41%. The benchmark we're trying to hit, you should have a net margin of minimum 25% or higher after your Amazon fee, after your cost of goods sold, and also all the other fee. If you are below that, you might have a pricing problem or you have a cost structure problem. Like you need to know that right now, not after you place a 10,000 unit order. But also one thing I want to share, industry average is about 40% because we work with thousands of toys and game products. Based on our experience, 40% is pretty much an industry average. Obviously, if you can be above the average, the higher you can above the average, the better you're going to be for your toys and game company. So let's recap what we have covered today. Number one is CPSC, Safety Compliance, the Children Product Certificate. And now the testing is now annual and you need to go through an Amazon approved direct validation lab. It's not just a one-time upload. Second is patent, trademark, and copyright. The most important part is definitely a trademark. Make sure you file for work mark, not just design mark. Third is Amazon brand registry. Start your trademark process right now if you haven't already. You can get out of the now, so you can go to Amazon and without having one hand tied behind your back. Fourth is category specific requirement. Check whether or not your subcategory have extra rule. If you're launching FBA, make sure if you're launching Q4, make sure you use FBA. And also 5 is profit margin. Run the Amazon revenue calculator and confirm you have at least 25% of net margin or better. So again, today's checklist, it will be a full comprehensive checklist sit inside our free community, which will walk you through one by one. And by the time you finish, you will know exactly where you stand. So the workbook and the checklist for today's lesson is waiting right inside the free community toys and game launchpad. This is where every day's templates, PDF, step-by-step worksheet will be living in. So you can do the work and follow along the work and the things that I'm teaching in the 7 days challenges. Just go to toy-launch.com/group for more information. We'll also include a link in the comment. Once your foundation is solid, the next question is the one that will decide whether or not you even have a business on Amazon. Is there a real demand? Where is your opening? That's day 2, where I'll be talking about market research and comparative analysis. I will show you how to read a niche in about 15 minutes. So feel free to watch the next video here.